Welcome back to another episode of the free VST Plugin Detective, where I review, test out, and demonstrate various free VSTs. This is the Karoryfer, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, the Karoryfer Cute Emily Guitar. My rating right off the bat, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5, but there is a very strong asterisk on that 3.5, and I'll explain why as we get into it. Now, obviously, as it sounds, this is a guitar. So to show you the way it sounds, just so you can hear it immediately, it's kind of a bit of a jazzy blues vibe. Let's play it. I have a C scale right here, so... Alright, so that's how it sounds. It has a very kind of blues, jazzy vibe. I'm going to kind of click around in this GUI. So obviously this is the GUI, the graphical user interface. You have the guitar right here. You basically have attack, decay, sustain, release, your ADSR. You have the volume and the panning. I don't think that's anything. I don't think so. I don't know. So as you can see right here, there's a little volume section here as well. Let me see actually if that does anything. So I guess maybe that's like a cutoff maybe in terms of like the note itself. So maybe like with the release or whatever, I guess you need that cutoff. But, you know, I mean, I feel like you could always just do that in automation in your DAW. So that's how it sounds. Obviously, clicking around, you have kind of the piano right here. Now, the first thing I will say that's kind of weird is you can click around. But it's weird that you're not hearing anything. For some reason, they included the lower section of the piano, even though it doesn't produce any notes. It's lower than the guitar can go. That's a little bit odd, I will say. But I will say, I do like the sound of this guitar. I mean, it definitely sounds a little Casio keyboard-ish. You know, it's a little bit cheesy. But I feel like in the lower register, the way those notes kind of punch out and the texture of those notes, I feel like it sounds better. Like the kind of... Let me actually turn on the thing so I can play it. I feel like that sounds a little more realistic, you know what I mean, as an actual, you know, guitar, blues guitar, than up here. Sounds a little cheesy to me. Now, the reason why I'm giving it a 3.5, among these other features in the sound, and the 3.5 with the asterisk on it, you may be curious, is because I feel like, especially for free VSTs, a lot of time, and this is true in any musical genre, anything in music, it's not necessarily what you have, but it's how you use it. And I feel like that for this specific Cute Emily guitar, for the blues guitar, I feel like it's significantly better combining this with a guitar amp. So in the standalone, it's kind of like, you know, if I were to just give this a normal rating, it'd probably be a 2, if you want me to be honest. The reason why I bumped up to 3.5 with the asterisk on it is because when you combine it with an amp, the sound quality is immensely better. So in Ableton, obviously I'm going to go right here to the amp section. I'm going to use, there's some that are really good and some that are better than others. I'm just going to use kind of one of the presets in the amp in Ableton. I'll just use the heavy. So when I play it now, I feel like immediately that sounds a billion times better with the amp, right? And obviously, when you use an amp, you can kind of adjust it so I can do like a bass setting. I feel like when you combine this with an amp, it skyrockets the value of this free VST. And again, obviously, for most VSTs that are free, sometimes you don't get the best features. You know, there are a lot of amazing kind of guitar plugins out there that have built-in amps to the VST, but obviously, you have to pay money for them. So, you know, especially for this whole series of the free VST plugins, I really want to show... the free VST plugin detective, excuse me, forgot the last word. Obviously, I do search for these plugins that have a great value that you can add to your production. And not only that, but I want to show you how you can use them to add value into production. So like I said, as a standalone, again, just kind of showing you kind of an off and on setting without the amp. Does have a different vibe, right? It has a bit of a bluesy vibe. I still feel like sounds a little bit cheesy. You know, I'll play kind of this scale again so you can hear it one more time. Now with the amp, sounds a billion times better.